When media helps to hide a public health hazard, does that not make them liable in some manner? I would argue it does.
We are here to help put an awareness out to eventually put a stop, or hopefully very quickly, put a stop to the geoengineering and the spraying of chemicals and that are killing all of us and killing our children.
I'm here for my children and my future grandchildren, because if we don't stop this now, we're going to destroy our planet.
The Record Searchlight, our North State newspaper, what they've done is they've gone from trying to ridicule and marginalize this dire issue to ignoring it completely. We have about 70 lab tests from Northern California alone that show massive heavy metal contamination: aluminum, barium, strontium, lead. We know it's there. We know it's in the rain. We know it's saturating the soils. How is it they can justify ignoring this?
I'm here to show that Fresno notices this, that we're not okay with this. Something needs to be done. It needs to be investigated. It needs to have accurate media coverage.
What I would ask is, if we have national magazines covering this, how come our local media can't cover this with any sort of credibility? We want the Record Searchlight and KRCR, our media who claims to represent us, to be responsible. And we've been told that by KRCR that their chief meteorologist, Mike Kruger, has told their newsroom they can't cover this issue. They can't talk about this issue. How is that acceptable? And what are they hiding? In Northern California, we know we have a heavy metal contamination issue, which has been proven by dozens of lab tests in our region alone. We have a very dangerous UV radiation issue that's, in fact, in the case of UVB, and we know this because we're metering this, we have UVB readings that are up to 1,000% higher than we're being told. So these are very dangerous public health issues. These issues appear to be related to global climate engineering. We had a recent event in Northern California with about 500 people in attendance, with scientists, with local officials, on a board of experts that included 38-year fish and game biologist, former military meteorologist, former defense industry contractor, former Forest Service biologist, physician. Our local media outlets were notified of this, including KRCR here. Why did they ignore this issue completely? We were told this morning now that this was not a priority for them.
Recently, there was a meeting of over 600 members of the community, some from out of state, elected officials from the state and the county, present for a geoengineering meeting, and that was unreported by the local media here in Shasta County. Could you explain to me how that could possibly not be a priority news story?
There are a lot of things we don't cover.
When they have time to cover stories like someone's lost dog, and they're not covering events of such a large magnitude, this simply doesn't add up. We're asking for a public forum, that when these news people and meteorologists realize the community is no longer okay with them stonewalling an issue of such gravity, that when we know, again, heavy metals are coming down on us, we know this, we know it's not coming from China, as a lot of people would like to assume. California Air Resources Board has studied the aerosols from China. Aluminum is not amongst them. We have aluminum in every single rain test we've taken in the North State. In fact, we've seen levels of aluminum escalate as much as 50,000% from 7 parts per billion to 3,450 parts per billion in a single rain test. This is highly toxic rain. The media has a responsibility to cover this. Quite simply, there are extremely critical newsworthy issues that our media is not covering, and our community needs to hold them responsible.